The focus is really how to make nourishing your body super easy early in the morning. The importance of that is that in different seasons of life as women, as we age, one of the big things that impacts is hormone balance, blood sugar impact. So the best way to start your morning is really to stabilize your blood sugar. The big thing I want to show you guys today is that I have bought fresh pineapple for the vibes because nobody has the energy to cut these up. Most of the high achieving women that I serve said, do not get intimidated. This is just for the vibes, okay? This is just for the aesthetic. I bought them and they're still not ready for a cut, okay? So what a smart girl does is we're going to improvise and purchase fruit that's going to be frozen. It will make it more efficient. And you can make things regularly when things are easily ready and you don't even have to wash them, you don't have to cut them. All that process is eliminated off of your table. The big thing that we need to focus on though, all these food groups all have health benefit, but not all of them should fit and should be paired together in a smoothie. So my whole goal for today is really to help you. The focus is going to be that the ratio of the smoothie is really what matters, not necessarily the ingredients. The ingredients usually for smoothies are relatively healthy, like what you're describing. Before we blend, I have 4 things I want you to know. So before you blend anything in your blender, before you make a smoothie, you have to ask yourself, is it a meal or is it a snack? So that really is an important question to ask because snack is smaller portion and a meal if you're using it for meal replacement, you have to ask yourself if it's doing all the work, meaning is it giving you fruits, is it giving you vegetables, is it giving you, most importantly, where's your protein coming from? Most of the recipes that I've offered you guys are giving more of a snack vibes, snack energy. They don't have a lot of protein. I left it like that so that because there's a lot of food allergies and food sensitivities, there's a lot of different protein options I'm giving you to add in a little bit so that you can make it a meal or a snack, but at least you have the basic framework, okay? Second thing, when we are thinking about making smoothies, actually I did like the TV thing where this is what we're making today. I pre-made them so that you can kind of see where we're going today. Look at the color, it's beautiful colors. Yeah, TV magic. I brought TV magic to Friday smoothie presentation today for you guys. So as you can see, portion really matters. Some blenders have very big containers, so you filling them up and drinking them doesn't necessarily mean that you're drinking 1 portion. Sometimes you're taking 2 or 3 portion size. So portion really matters. Use your blender. Always use your blender as an appliance, not a serving size cup. This is where I see a lot of my clients make a mistake, is that they make 2 servings, but they're really thinking they're only consuming 1 serving size. So 8 ounce to 12 ounce, because you can start with 8 ounce fluid, and once you add the ingredients, it could go up to 12 ounces. And this is what the energy is giving. Smoothies are about 12 ounces here. But when we go to fruits, tropical fruit, in our area, the smoothie cups that they give you is like at least 3 servings in them. So just being mindful of the serving size, the portion size is really important, especially when you're home. Again, your appliance is not a serving size, okay? And then also, it's okay to drink a bigger portion, like a whole thing, if it's a breakfast, because you have added additional yogurt, you have added additional protein. So if it's a bigger portion for a meal, it's completely okay. So the portion size really depends if it's a meal or a snack, okay? So that's point number 2. Point number 3 is the ratio matter. It's an easy, quick smoothie formula. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, 1 cup of vegetable to 1 cup of fruit to 1 cup of liquid, and then any type of the booster, you can just add 1 tablespoon. This is the big thing I want you, the big mistake a lot of us that we're doing is that we're making a lot of fruit when we're making smoothies. Vegetable is nowhere to be found, but that's not necessarily like nourishing and anti-inflammatory. That's helpful for your gut health and supporting and balancing your hormones, especially in the morning. The last thing I want you to do when you're making this smoothie is make sure you're not hydrating your liquid with another fruit juice, okay? So the liquid, that one liquid I'm talking about, make it a milk, coconut milk, any type of milk substitutes. This is almond milk that we're choosing right now. So think, or also dairy, just regular milk, but not juice, because juice is going to just add an additional carbohydrate. We don't want to have a family reunion of all the fruits in here, right? You want to have vegetable in here. You want to have healthy fat and protein in here to keep the smoothie nourishing to you. And most importantly, the portion also matters. Again, I keep saying this so that like when you walk away from this class, that's the thing that sticks, is that portion size matters if it's a meal versus a snack, okay? That's where most of my clients go wrong. Last but not least, the most important, I think all my friends laugh at this. I talk about fiber like it's my full-time job, and it is, okay? I love fiber. I talk about fiber all the time. So fiber is one of my favorite nutrients to educate on and empower women on. And most importantly, fiber is the brooms and sponge for your inside. That's how you are able to remove toxins out of your system. Estrogen recirculates just like cholesterol. So that's another way. If you're struggling with cholesterol issue as we age, when our hormones are imbalancing, our risk for elevated cholesterol is high, insulin resistance is high. So fiber is really our best friend. That's why I have the acronym BFF, but first fiber, okay? So really focusing in getting enough fiber early in the morning is the best way to stabilize our blood sugar and help us feel full longer as well. If you make a big batch and you're not gonna get to it the next day, you can freeze them. You can keep the nutrient from oxidation, from breaking down when you freeze them. That's the best way. So don't leave it out on the counter. Like I have a client who really thought was doing great by making a big smoothie and drinking it throughout the day. And it's a constant spike in blood sugar, so it's not the best. If you're getting started, you can start with what I'm making today, the tropical and the cocoa chocolate. And then I know there's a lot of chocolate fans in the room. So I have the cocoa berry smoothie that we're making today as well. So I'm giving you guys variety. And if all fails, you're like, Montana, I don't like any of this stuff that you have today, follow the formula. 1 cup of veggie, 1 cup of fruit, 1 cup of liquid, and 1 booster of your choice. The booster could always be chia seeds. And then I have a little hack for you guys. I usually make my chia seed for it to be gel-like because it helps with satiety. Versus taking it dry. It's a great source of fiber. It's a great source of omega-3, and it's a great source of fat, and then also great source of protein. Flaxseed and chia seeds could be a great booster for your smoothies. If you don't want any flavor, I would go with chia seed. If you want a little bit of nutty flavor, I would go with flaxseed for boosters, for the antioxidant benefit, okay? For like 3 tablespoons of chia seed, I would do the ratio 3 to half a cup of water. So that would be what I would use, so that it kind of gelatinizes and it takes up space. So just make one for the week. It can last up to 2 weeks like this. When we're talking about avocado, it's more of a booster because it's very high in calorie. 1/4 of a slice is what I would recommend for avocado. That I would consider avocados as a booster, not a fruit or a vegetable. So what do you think about using orange juice in smoothies based on what we talked about just now? That's what I see in a lot of restaurants and a lot of my clients. What do you guys think? We don't want to have orange juice on its own is not bad, for the record. We're not saying orange juice is bad. What I want us to focus on is that if you already have a banana, pineapple, or berries in your smoothie, you don't need another fruit, okay? And the thing is also whole fruits, when we're consuming these in whole fruit, they come with the fiber. So we'll feel full versus when we are using like orange juices and such, the fiber is removed. So we end up getting way too many carbohydrates in one setting, essentially. Okay, so that's why we wouldn't want to use juice. So don't hydrate use your fruit to hydrate your fruit, essentially. So other options, you could use water, you can use unsweetened almond milk. Soy milk is very close to dairy milk from protein profile. So you could do Ripple milk, whereas pea protein for some of us who are trying to reach our protein goal. Other liquids you can use is other milk alternatives, like coconut milk is another one to use as well. Mint is a booster, so feel free to do at least 1 or 2 tablespoons so that it's not too empowering, okay? Mojito vibes, but healthy, yes. If you could say it even better, I love that. Oh, absolutely. Please do all the fancy things. The whole idea is to make it interesting. I obviously have pretty cups to entice you to drink your smoothie, but it's all about the environments. Create the environment, set the environment for you to enjoy your beverage, most importantly. Look forward to breaking your fast in a delicious way, essentially. Now we dive into the ingredients that we have. We have half a banana that I cut up and froze because it browns fast. So cut them in half and freeze them for portion control. And then we have pineapples, half a cup of pineapple. We have a cup of spinach. And as you can see, they're nicely cubed and easy for blending. And then of course we have our chia seeds that you see here. And then we also, the last flavor booster is definitely the cashews. We have 8 cashews. What we're going to start with is the spinach. And one of the reasons why I prefer the spinach, we're going to start with the liquid, obviously. This is 8 ounces of almond milk. So the reason why we would pick, I prefer frozen spinach is because of the fiber power. For 1 cup of raw spinach, the amount of fiber you get is only 0.7 grams, not even 1 gram, okay? But for 1 cup of frozen spinach that you would add to your smoothie, it could be anywhere between 3 to 4 grams. So in case you're like, what is the big deal about fiber? How much fiber do I need? I would say the recommendation for women is anywhere between 20 to 25. So how I teach my clients is that it's important to start breaking the goals into 3, like make it more applicable. So 8 to 10 grams of fiber per meal is the goal. So if you start your day with at least 4 grams of fiber and the chia seeds is giving you another 4, you easily met more than 1/3 of your fiber goals early in the morning, easily. That's a really nice hack. So go for frozen spinach. And then spinach also is a great folate source, vitamin K source, carotenoids source, magnesium and potassium. And then if you are thinking what carotenoids are, they're another group of natural plant compounds. Some help give plants their color, the yellow, the orange and green vibrant colors, okay? So the more color we see in our smoothies, the better. All right, so I'm just gonna add them in here. This one is 1 serving recipes that I'm making right now. The next recipe, the second recipe that we're making is 2 servings. So I'm also teaching you how to cut the serving size in half to make 1, if that's easier for you guys too, for nutrient density perspective. The next thing we want to talk about is pineapple. Pineapple is a great source of natural sweetener, but also great source of vitamin C and manganese. Vitamin C acts like an antioxidant in our body. And I'm sure you guys have heard the word antioxidant as like a buzzword everywhere. What antioxidant really is that our cells go through a normal wear and tear every day. And that's the fancy word for it is oxidative stress, essentially. And think about when we get a cut of apple and we leave it sitting outside, it turns brown. It's the same process that's happening inside our body. So that's what oxidation is. So technically our body is not like apples, but oxidation also happens inside our body. So antioxidants help protect the cells from the same damage, essentially. So now antioxidant has actual meaning, hopefully. This is why we encourage our clients to start with a fruits and vegetable in the morning to get the antioxidant cleaning process started before the day. As you can see, the liquid is increasing, and that's fine because we're following an actual 1 serving recipe. The next thing I want to add is the banana. As you can see, banana is full of potassium, vitamin B6, carbohydrates, and it gives you that creamy texture. When you're freezing it, just make sure you cutting it in half so it's easy to add into a smoothie and not freeze it as a whole. Again, portion really matters when we're talking about smoothie. And then we have 2 boosters today. One is chia seeds. Chia seeds gives you the fiber and plant-based omega-3s. They're called ALAs. Also, it absorbs the liquid and makes the smoothie thicker. When you're blending them also, it gives that gel-like texture. So you would want to add this. Chia seeds are multitaskers. It's omega-3, fiber, and protein source. And this is giving you another 4 grams of fiber, guys. So this full smoothie that we just put together is giving you 10 grams of fiber. So if your budget to hit your goal is 20 to 25 grams of fiber, already half of your fiber goal is already up front in the morning, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna blend. Oh, we forgot one more showstopper, guys. We forgot one more showstopper. We have cashew. You can actually add nuts to your smoothie. They're a great flavor booster, but this is the fat source, okay? There are unsaturated fat, great source of minerals, protein, and creaminess. So as you can see in this smoothie, every ingredient has a job. They're either antioxidants or they're a great source of omega-3, which is antioxidant in a way, and they're a great source of fiber. They're cleaning your system out, okay? So the only thing I would add to this is I'm pretending this is my snack because I didn't add any additional protein source, okay? If you choose to for this recipe to be an actual full breakfast, I would add 2 scoops of protein in here. All right, I'm just gonna blend it real quick. All right, our first smoothie is ready to roll. And then we'll just pour it. It's a little thick. See, it's not too much. This could be a quick. You don't taste the spinach at all. You taste the cashews, and you taste a lot of the pineapple. This is really yummy. If you don't like flavor profile, I would use chia seeds for the boosters. But if you're going to go for more like nutty flavor, if you like nutty flavor, I'll go with flaxseed. Anything that you leave at room temperature for more than 2 hours is a great party place for bacterial overgrowth, okay? So try to finish it within 2 hours or less, preferably within an hour to 30 minutes, get it out the way, because you don't want to constantly spike up your blood sugars either. Treat it like a meal, not like, I don't know what else to call it. Like, it's not hydration. As much as it looks like hydration, that you want to sip through your water or your coffee throughout the day, when it comes to smoothie and so the longer it is exposed to air, also you're losing a lot of antioxidants. So try to get them in as much as possible. And then for you guys, if you're on the go in the morning, I would put them in like the temperature thermos ones so that it can keep them cool if you're going to make it and take it to the office. That's another hack too. So the berry cocoa antioxidant smoothie, I made 1 serving version of it. It's right here. I'm just going to go straight through the health benefits. We already know the benefit of spinach, which is vitamin K, magnesium, and potassium. And it's 1 cup again. And the star of the show for this smoothie is berries. Berries contain a natural compound called anthocyanins, and they're the type of phytochemical. Phyto just means plant. And phytochemicals are natural plant compounds like antioxidants, essentially. So anthocyanins are the pigments that help berries be blue and purple colors. And then you also find this color in blackberries, purple cabbage, and red and blue purple plants. Anthocyanins are found there. So anthocyanins are also considered antioxidants and have other biological effects as well. So when we say eat the rainbow, we're saying get more antioxidants so that we can clean up the things that are breaking down naturally, like oxidation in our body. So everything that we're saying, the smoothies, the fruits and vegetables, are your brooms and sponge for your inside, because we are breaking down on a daily basis. Our cells are breaking down, so we need support in removing them, excess amount of them, through fiber. So color is giving you clues, especially when you're looking at your smoothie or your food on your plate. I still have 3 more ingredients. What I've learned from making the other one is I'm gonna blend it to create a little bit more space. All right, much better. Why do we use banana? Anybody remember the health benefit of bananas? Potassium, carbs, and then they have one more benefit as for the texture of your smoothie. Thickness and creaminess. They add the sweetness to the smoothie. That's why you don't want your smoothie to taste bitter, especially because we're using a lot of frozen fruits. Hello Chocolate, we have the cocoa powder, unsweetened. And another health benefit here with cocoa is the flavonols. They are another phytochemical, just like their bigger family of phytochemicals. And like anthocyanin is one group, flavonoids are another group. So phytochemicals are a big family, as you want to think about it that way. Anthocyanins are one family member, flavonoids are another family member, but all of them are antioxidants. They're under the umbrella of antioxidants, okay? So enough science for today, guys. I just wanted to share the why you want to incorporate these ingredients. As adult learners, if we know the why, the likelihood of us doing it is really high. And then last but not least, our famous chia seeds get pulled in. I love chia seeds because they just are a quick way to assuring that I'm getting enough fiber. And they don't have any flavor. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds will give you 8 grams of fiber, but flaxseed is going to give you only 4. So they're more of a high fiber sources compared to flax seeds. If you want less texture, you can definitely add more ice. Texture does not impact the calorie or if it's smoother or not. It wouldn't impact the portion either, because you're just continuing to blend. All right. So now we got it. And the color is deep purple. If you guys can see it. This is the thickness. Let me show you guys. It's very chocolatey. So good. So what I taste on this one, I taste the banana. I definitely taste the cocoa powder here. And I taste the berries. I don't taste the spinach. I don't taste the chia seeds at all. Not that they would have any flavor. All right. And guess what? We are completely done. Just a quick summary of everything that we just put together. What I want you to think when you're making smoothie is 3 questions. Where's my vegetable? You can think spinach, kale, cucumber, romaine, or chard, 1 cup. And then where's my fruit? You could do berries, pineapple, mango, kiwi, papaya, banana, 1 cup. And what is my liquid? So you can use unsweetened almond milk, soy milk, unsweetened dairy milk. I love Fairlife for the lactose-free ones because for 1 cup it gives you 13 grams of protein versus regular milk is 8. Water, good old water, can also be used to make smoothies. And boosters, I want you to think chia seeds, flaxseed, hemp, nut butter, nuts, avocado, unsweetened cocoa like we use today, okay? And then the last question is always, is it a meal or a snack? What is the one takeaway from our presentation today? 1-to-1-to-1 ratio. Portions, pre-soaking chia, excellent. Excellent, yes. Fiber is where it's at, guys. I need some chia seeds and soak them, excellent. Fairlife milk is extra protein, yes. A ratio and getting creative, absolutely. You don't have to wake up and say, I need a recipe. The ratio is the game changer. You can't mess up a recipe, a smoothie when you have that ratio. And prepping, honestly, for all my busy high achievers in the room, we do not have to opt in for fresh fruit, because I know me telling you guys to cut up fresh fruit is not realistic for most of us because of our responsibilities. So investing in frozen fruits and veggies are the best way. You save money, you save time, you don't have to prep, you don't have to chop them, you don't have to wash them. All that process is super done. I already know who my audience is. Remember, I didn't tell you cut it, and I didn't even get a chance to do that because it still is not ready. So how you would know it's ready is it's going to be yellow all the way up here. You see how it started? So I said, let's just keep it for the vibes. It's just pretty. So go for the frozen, guys. Don't waste your time and energy. We're gonna be realistic here. And then for the bananas, I just cut them, peeled them, and cut them in half and froze them. So they're not going to be wasted. So these extra ones are also here for the vibes. You can find us at Reset Lifestyle. Thank you so much for having me. Bye.